Today we're going to make a really simple slow cooked brisket. Okay, brisket is one of those cuts of meat which are getting popular, but it is a tough cut of meat, so you need to cook it slowly. I've got about a 1.5 kilo piece of brisket here. I've got about 250 mils of beef stock. I've got salt and pepper, some white wine, you can use red wine, a teaspoon of smoked paprika, that's a plus or minus if you want to use it, you can add chili, you can do what you like, garlic and onions. And now we're just going to put it all together. I'm going to cook it on the stovetop in a heavy base dish for a few hours, and that's dinner sorted. I'm going to serve that with some veggies and potatoes. Okay, we're back. I've peeled my onions. So now all I'm going to do is rough chop these. I'm telling you, there is really no skill to this. And that goes into the base of my cup. So anyone can cook this at home. I mean, really all you need is some time. If you've got a slow cooker, you can get this going in the morning. And by the time you get home from work, she's ready. I'm just going to do it on the stove top. So as you can see, just a rough cut into there. Not even putting any oil or anything in there, just straight onto that, because I'm going to be putting my actual wine and stock, so no biggie. So nice and simple. Clean these off and literally done and dusted. So now these are cleaned, each clove. I mean, you can put as much or as little garlic if you don't have to put garlic in there at all. Up to you guys. So then I'm just going to give that a really rough chop. As you can see, no big deal. Straight into the pot. So everything's going straight into the pot. Now comes the tricky bit. I take my meat. I put my salt and pepper on. There's my pepper. Onto the onion. Some more salt and pepper. And remember, always try to get your meat to room temperature, because otherwise it does take a little bit longer to cook. Again, salt and pepper. Now I'm simply going to take my paprika, put it into my stock. I'm going to give it a stir. I'm stirring it around. Stirring it around. And then my wine, do the same. And now this goes on the stove for the next 3.5 hours until it's tender. I'm going to prepare my vegetables, I'm going to prepare my potatoes, and Bob's your uncle, unless you've got an Uncle Spiro like me, so it's Spiro's your uncle. Okay, so then I'm just going to cover that. I'm going to put it straight onto the thing. And I'm going to go have a glass of wine, because as we know, I don't want the wine to oxidise. Speak to you soon. I'll come back to you when it's done. Okay, I've been going for about 2 and a bit hours, and so I'm about an hour away from it being ready. So I want to make it a really one pot dish. I'm going to just throw in some broccoli. So then that way the broccoli can cook, just washed, cut. And then I'm also going to throw in some mushrooms. I'm going to mix that in, and then let it cook out for another hour or so, and should be ready to eat. So once it's ready, I'll videotape the finished product. Okay, 3 hours later, and it's looking ready to go. Now I'm going to start slicing it in about 2 minutes. But yeah, it looks like it's falling apart. I've sort of touched it, and you can see that It's just falling apart. A tough piece of meat, and it's going to be so juicy. All right, so there it is now. Now I'm going to start slicing it. Yeah. Just cook through. It's like slicing through butter. So just falling apart. Beautiful. Okay. Bon appetit, everyone.